This video is sponsored by Orangatang Wheels. While most Chinese brands have had a hard time shaking off their made in China connotation, Exway has managed to rise above that and be the exception. Since day one, Exway showed no compromise on product quality and customer service, which are two of the most common casualties in most Chinese brands' pursuit of achieving the best possible spec-to-price ratio. The original Exway X1 has been very impressive, not only because it is a beauty to look at, but also for its refined riding experience. They are also one of the few e-skate brands that has a local customer support in the USA, and have now established themselves as a beacon of good customer support that other brands should imitate. Recently, they have released their first belt-driven board, the Exway X1 Pro Riot. For those who don't know, the Riot is the belt-driven version of the Exway X1 Pro. As an added bonus, you are able to switch between the X1 Pro's hub drive and the Riot belt drive pretty easily. So, why sacrifice the sleek stealth look for a belt drive, you might ask? For better torque and acceleration? For more wheel choices? To be able to use 4 real wheels? For that sweet motor sound? I rest my case. Coming from someone who has reviewed more than 24 Chinese boards, the Exway X1 Pro Riot is definitely not to be grouped with your typical Chinese brands. From the Apple-esque unboxing experience to the meticulous finish seen on every part of the board, everything about the Exway is polished and beautifully refined. Every interaction with the board seems to be carefully designed and designed well. I would say the experience of owning an Exway is superior to owning a boosted. No kidding. Imagine picking up the beautiful remote for the first time and turning it on. The next thing you know, the board automatically turns on too. Turning the remote off likewise turns off the board as well. Push to turn on felt archaic compared to this. What's more frustrating than having to bend down and reach for that power button every time? Take that, boosted. And when you go to charge the board at the end of the ride, the charging port attaches magnetically to the cable. Very futuristic. These are just a few quick examples, and you might not think much of them, but almost every interaction with the board puts a smile on my face. Of course, all of these features would be much less impressive if this piece of eye candy wasn't also fun to run, and it is. First things first, Exway's X1 Pro's ESC is an advanced version of Hobbywing's ESC, and as far as I know, it's the best version of it. There are apps that allow you to further adjust the settings, but the default is perfect for most. The ride is absolutely, perfectly, deliciously smooth. There are, of course, endless sliders to play with, and there are presets, such as the default mode and race mode. The hardware on the X1 is seriously nice. American-sourced seismic Eon downhill trucks, 90A seismic bushings, and a contoured, stiff multi-layered deck layup with bamboo, Canadian maple, fiberglass, and carbon fiber make riding at speed controllable and responsive. Road vibration wasn't an issue, due to being able to use 4 real wheels as opposed to only 2 in hub drives, and the shock-absorbing grip tape helps to soak up vibration further. To take it a step further, you can switch the wheels out to a bigger Orangatang Kawama. The Riot module is actually a pair of 1500 watt 5255 160 kilovolt motors that prioritize torque over top speed. We can hit up to 28 miles per hour or 45 kilometers on the 80mm wheels in turbo mode. And of course, higher top speed is expected with a change to bigger wheels. And by turning up the sliders, the Pro Riot can dust almost any production board in a drag race. If there is any sacrifice that Exway has made for the X1 Pro Riot, that would be the range. With semi-aggressive riding, it only takes me 10 miles or 16 kilometers to drain the board. So you might not be able to hang with other boards in big group rides. You may dust the boosteds in a group ride, but you will surely be joining them to pause and charge. So, priced at $1,099, is X1 Pro Riot worth it? Absolutely. The Exway X1 Pro and Pro Riot are a very good alternative to the boosted. They are both premium boards that maximize on customer experience, polish, and refinement, rather than what looks good on a spec sheet. Cooler looks, better power, a stiffer deck, and the ability to convert to hub drives are all valid reasons to pick the Pro Riot over Boosted. The X1 Pro Riot might not have the range to take you far, but will surely put a smile on your face every minute you're riding on it. And while you're deciding between the X1 Pro Riot and Boosted, check out our sponsor today, Orangatang Wheels. One of the first things every new Boosted rider does is to swap out the stock Boosted wheels to the Orangatang Kawamas. A Riot rider can easily do the same. Orangatang, with its Happy Thane formula, is by consensus the best wheel in town. While Exway's stock wheels are no slouch, a bigger Kawama with a meatier Thane is going to give you an even happier ride. Click the link below to check out the Orangatang wheels.